Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Excel Bytes with today's Excel Bytes blog post. Today we're going to take a look at how to use the if function to determine if some but not all the conditions of a certain database are met. And so let's see how we can do that in Excel. So here's our scenario. I have a database here that has model number, date that the item was put into inventory, the description, the location of where the inventory is, and the quantity of items in the inventory. And I have three different conditions here: the year, the location, and the quantity of inventory. And I want to highlight the items in this list that meet at least two of the conditions. Now we can't use the AND function because the AND would require all three to be met. We can't use the OR function because the OR function would show true if only one of the three were met. And we want to know if two or more of the conditions of year, location, and inventory are met. So I have drop-down lists here that we can change the year and we can change the location, and for inventory amount we can just type that in. I also set up conditional formatting here so that Excel will highlight in this color if what I have in column F says yes. So let's take a look at the formula we're going to create to make this happen. It's going to be an if statement, so we'll say equals if, and I'm going to have three different possible conditions here. I'm going to put in a set of parentheses and say if the year of this date equals what I have in cell I4, and I want to lock that, close that parentheses, plus if the location equals what we have in I5, again I'll lock that, plus, and because the formula kind of hides it, I'm going to say if E2, which is the inventory amount, is greater than what we have in I6, again lock that, close that parentheses. If the sum of those is greater than or equal to 2, then I want yes, else I want no. And we'll hit enter. And in this case, the very first one highlights it in yellow because I get a yes here. And the reason is my year, 2012, is correct. My location, New Orleans, is correct. But the inventory amount is not greater than 1,500. But two out of the three conditions were met. So if we copy this down, you can see all the ones that meet two of the three conditions. Here it's the right year and greater than 1,200, but not in the location of New Orleans. Same thing here, 2012, greater than 1,500, but again in a different location. Here we have 2012 New Orleans, but less than 1,500, but again, two out of those three were met. And if I change any of these conditions, say to Tulsa, it will re-highlight those that meet those conditions. If I change this to only 500, most meet at least two of those three conditions. Here we have 2011, Tucson, and 627, so only the inventory condition is met, but the other two are not, so I get a no. So let's see how this formula works. I'm going to go back and change this to 1,500. And let's take a look at this condition here in cell F3. So what happens is Excel will take a look at each one of the conditions here. So in this case, does the year match? And if I hit F9, I get a true. Does the location match? I hit F9, I get a false. And is the inventory greater than 1,500? I get a true. Now in Excel, trues are ones, falses are zeros. So I get a 1, a 0, and a 1, which equals 2 when we add them together. Is that greater than or equal to 2? I get a yes. So again, if I highlight those three conditions all together and I hit F9, you'll see I get the sum of 2. And by structuring your formula this way, you can have as many different criteria as you want and then decide how many of those criteria need to be met in order to get a yes or a no, or whatever you want to have as your if true or if false conditions with your if statement. And that's how you can do this in Excel. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so at my website, excel-bytes.com, or at any of the social networks noted below. Thanks a lot, have a great day, and happy excelling.